This video is brought to you by Draeger's International Classic Sales in Seattle, Washington. Hi, I'm Jerry Draeger, Draeger's International Classic Sales in Seattle, Washington. We're here at Draeger's Clubhouse. I want to present to you this beautiful 51 Chevy pickup. I grew up in these trucks, so I like them. I got a soft spot for them. I'm always looking for them, and they're hard to buy, whether they're street rotted or stock. They're just hard to find good ones. There's a lot of them that have been beat up and banged around. And when I grew up, it was a 3-window, not a 5-window like this one. It also was stock. It had a 6-cylinder in it with a 4-speed. Well, this has got a 350 V8 in it with a 350 turbo automatic in it. It's also got a Camero clip. You notice it's lowered in the front. And we got the disc brakes on the front, and we have power steering, and we also have power brakes on it, and a split brake system on it and everything. I bought this truck, and I liked it when I first saw it. I took it to Old School Garage to have Joe do the service and safety check, and he found a couple other things to tweak on it, but it wasn't much. I didn't like the interior in it, so I had the interior redone, and now it matches the exterior, and it looks great. Oh, and I forgot to tell you, this also has got a 9-inch Ford rear end underneath it, so it runs quite well, it drives fine, and it's a lot of fun. I think you'll really enjoy it. It's a fun truck. Now, I would tell you the worst spot I found on this truck is right in this area right here. They didn't spend enough time working on the bed of this truck because you can't hardly see it in this white paint, but you can feel it right there. Got a tonneau cover on here. I mean, these fenders look all real good. We got these American racing mag wheels on here, and tires are like brand new. They probably got whatever the speedometer says on there, mileage-wise. So all this truck was put together pretty much then. And of course, it's a 5-window truck. There's a little spot right there, a little dent and a scratch. Could be brush touched real easy. And this I can feel a little bit in it, but you can't see anything in it particularly. This all looks good. These cab corners I think have been filled in, although the drain vent is right down here where it's supposed to be. So they're probably okay. And of course, the door opens and closes just fine. And the window, it rolls up and down real good. And you got a vent window here on this truck, so you can open and close. And we got a step plate on here, because who wants to step on these running boards? There's a spot right there. There's a couple issues on these running boards, it's chips. But the rest of the paint is beautiful on here. All this looks good. This emblem I can see is brand new. We didn't clean it before we brought it out here to film, because you can see you got a little dust right there, dirt. But the hood all looks good, wheels look good, and disc brakes on the front, of course. Now you'll be real happy with it. It's a fun truck. Now this is a good looking front end on here with the black and white and the chrome. This grill looks like it's brand new and everything. Now the headlight nacelles around here don't look new, but they look good. This emblem looks like it's been replaced and everything. This bumper is new. It had some chips in it in a couple of spots, and so we put a new bumper on there. This splash apron here looks all real nice. Everything looks good. I can't point out bad spots to you on this truck. It is just a really nice driving truck. Now to open up the hood, the lever, you reach right down underneath here and lift the lever, and then underneath here, there's another little safety lever right there. So you can open up the hood. There's a safety lever right there. And then this thing just goes back down just fine. Now you got a 350 Chevy in here with an Edelbrock air cleaner on. We got the big chrome valve covers that say Chevrolet on them. It's got power steering on here. Of course, this truck has got a clip on it. So you got power steering. We have a electrical fan right here, so it's on all the time, an alternator. And this thing also has power brakes on it too. So you got all the good stuff. Let's take a look underneath here and see what this looks like. You can see the firewall back here is it's got a piece over it and stuff, and finished off real nice. So it all looks real good. There you go. There's a big Holley carburetor under here, a double pumper and everything. It's got electric choke on it and stuff. We got a pressure gauge right here for the fuel. So you got all the things you need on here. if I can set that on the right spot. There we go. We got the Chevy bow emblem on here. So this engine compartment looks real good. It's got headers on here and everything. Coils way back over there on the side. I don't know if you can see that. See it way back in there? Now this truck has a real nice stance on it, and it's lowered down, so when you're going in and out of driveways and stuff, you want to be careful with it a little bit, because you'll rub it on the bumper if you don't watch yourself. And I just noticed there's a chip right there in the paint. It's one of the few bad spots I've seen in the paint. Well, there's a couple right there. Yep, there's a couple little chips in the paint too. I mean, there's not much on here on this truck. It all looks good. But on the running boards, you can see we got a couple of spots right there. There's a spider walking down the door. And again, this door, well, I could have closed it a little better. How's that? It closes good. The window goes up and down just fine. Actually works real nice stuff. And the vent window, same way, works good. So I think you'd be real happy the way this thing runs and drives. And of course your 5-window pickup is always real nice. This has got the vent in it down here. Here's another little scratch right here. Another one right there. Nothing giant. This tonneau cover looks good. You could take the cover off though. That's a little bit of a mar right there. That might rub out, I don't know. Anyway, everything looks really nice on here, these wheels. This whole truck has just got a good look to it, and it's fun to drive. As you can see, this back end is good. We also put a new bumper on the rear of this thing. I mean, this thing is such a nice truck, and it's such a fun thing to drive. Now the tailgate is bolted shut, and the guy could put chains back on it if he wanted to and stuff. But everything looks good here and all that. Now, to take a look at the bed on here, since we can't take the tailgate down, we'll just take this cover back a little bit for you so you can see we have the chrome strips in here, and this wood is just like it was when we got it. This has been like rhino liner on here and stuff. I mean, this could be dolled up a little bit closer if you're going to have the cover off of it. We'll start this up, and you can see the lights. There's park lights right there. There's that high beam, low beam, turn signal, right side, left side, and the horn is underneath the dash. You got to reach underneath and honk the horn right there. That's how that works. Also, you have the air vent on top here. You can see that open and close right there, so you can get air in. That's underneath the dash to reach. The wipers are vacuum operated. They are not hooked up. They didn't intend to drive this in the rain, and I understand that. So I suppose you could get them working again if you wanted to. You'd have to run a vacuum line from the engine out, and you may have to replace the vacuum motor on here or have it rebuilt, because it probably hasn't been used in a long time. Now, when I bought this truck, I wasn't real happy with the interior in it. It wasn't bad, but I didn't like it. So I had it redone. I had it done in the white, and the seat is done in the black and white. We'll show you that a little bit here. You can see how nice the dash is. Steering wheel was original steering wheel, but it was a little old looking, so I put a new steering wheel on here. I wanted it to look great. Now this is the Vin Tag right here, and it's been replaced because it's got new rivets in here, and in some states may require bonding. I just want to point it out to you so you know, be aware of that, just in case. Here's the original door tag with the correct number on it and everything that was in the glove box here. So it does have the original tag with it. Now nobody's going to steal this truck from you. If you leave the key in the ignition, they come in and try to start it. There are going to be a couple of things go on. First off, you have to have this clip in here, and that could be taken out and unwired if you didn't like it. But anyway, it's just kind of a safety thing there to keep somebody from stealing it. You turn the key right there, and the starter button is right on the front of the seat down here, and that's what you have to do to start it. You can shut it off, and it'll keep running a little bit until you pull this. Now, if that wasn't enough for you, you have another switch right there, so if you turn it that way, nobody's going to start it at all either. So that's on right there. Now we have two gauges underneath here, oil pressure and temperature. This is the e-brake right here. You push that down, and then to release it, you pull that lever right there. You can see all this is all real nice. I assume these faces have been refinished, and this is all, the chrome on here is good. And you can see this dash across here is all real nice. This grill work and the glove box door all look real good. Now, like I was saying earlier, I wasn't happy with the seat in it, and I also had it redone so it's got a little bit of contour on here and narrowed a little bit at the top here. So it's a lot more comfortable than the way it came stock from the factory, and it just looks beautiful here. We had the carpets all redone on here, so it's all new carpets, and we have these mats in here made for it and everything. And this has also got the push button shift lever on here, so you push down to pull it in gear and out of gear. This truck will start in any gear, so you want to be careful. Just make sure you're in park when you start it. I wanted to show you another neat feature. When he carpeted this thing, he made a snap pad for this over the battery box, so it's easy to get in and out of. I mean, some of these I've had, it's really difficult when the carpets are in to get into the battery deal. So it's nicely done. As you can see, it's got all new headliner in here, and the visors are brand new too, so everything looks really nice inside this cab. As you can see, this side is the same way. The door panel, I had it all redone. I mean, this is the way we bought it. Like you see it right here, it was finished like that. This is what we redid. You can see that nice finished firewall back there. Engine really sounds good. Note the aluminum radiator for great cooling. Fan spins a long time. There's nothing exciting to see down here, but you can see it's clean, it's decent, it's not a show quality underside. Here's your big 9-inch rear end in here, and you can see we got lowering blocks on here and everything. Of course, the big brakes out here. You can see the Ford 9-inch rear brakes real well here. As you can see, everything's good and solid. Everything's in great shape. I mean, it really looks good. This may be the worst part of this body right in here on this edge right here. Might have been a little rust right there, because everything's solid, and the drain vents are on both corners, and you can see up in here it's all good and solid. I mean, this truck is nice under here from that standpoint. I mean, it may not be pretty, but it's clean. And look at this big exhaust system on here. We got big mufflers and everything. And then right here, you may not be able to see it too. Well, you probably can. Here's your master cylinder, and there's a power booster right back up in here. And of course, here's the transmission mount for the 350 turbo. And you can just see that the floor pans are all real good. The running board side are all good and everything. And we're getting up here. I mean, everything's really good shape on here. And of course, we're getting in here. You got the headers on here. We got a big oil pan, so you got additional oil capacity on here on this 350 Chevy. And you can see here's the start of the Camero front end right here. And it's all well done. And they did a good job mounting it and putting it in here. And I think you'll be real happy with the way this thing runs and drives. This is the bottom of the 350 Chevy, and you can see it's got a oversized capacity oil pan on there, so you got more oil capacity. We got headers on here, and of course you saw how they went into the big exhaust system back there. And again, here's our A-frames and Camero front end underneath here for the front end, and it's all in good solid This thing runs good, drives good, handles good. I think you'll be real happy owning this truck. We have the wheel off, so I thought I'd take a video so you can see we have the disc brakes on the front here. And this Camero clip is put on here very well, and it's good and solid, so you got a good setup right here. I don't know if you call this brother and sister or father and son. The black and white one, of course, is a 51, and the yellow SSR is a 2003. So that's where the SSR came from, copying the early Chevy pickups. You can kind of see a resemblance in the grill and everything. Anyway, two neat rigs. You know that if you've been watching our webpage for any length of time, you know I love these trucks. And I really like this one. This one's set up really nice with a V8 automatic, and it just works great. Now we're heading to the freeway so you can see this thing going down the freeway. Well, we're coming up onto I-5 going northbound. This gives you a good chance to see this thing going down the freeway. We're doing 56 miles an hour right now, so it gives you an idea how fast we're going. Now you can look at the rear end of this truck. I think it looks good all the way around. Anywhere you look at it, it looks good. We're at 60 miles, well, 57 now. I'll step on it here a bit. Now I'll step on it again so you get a chance to see it go again. Now you get to see this, the passenger side of this truck. We're not going real fast. Oops. It's stuck there. You can see it's a good looking truck. Goes through these corners nice too. Back to Drager's, and I hope you enjoyed this test drive out on the freeway, so it give you a good chance to see this rig really well. And I want to tell you, if you're all interested in it, and we do a lot of these trucks if we can find them. Hard to find nice ones like this, but give us a call at 206-533-9600. We'd be more than happy to talk to you about any of these trucks. Thanks again. I want to tell you about two things on this truck that happened since we did the video, and that is Andrew was driving it and he noticed that the transmission felt a little funny, so he took it into Village and they found that the torque converter was going away, and so here's our receipt for the overhaul on the transmission. We just did it, and also the wipers were not working. Andrews now has them working. Show them, Andrew. See? So now you can see we got the wipers working. Everything's working good on this truck.
On behalf of my father, Jerry, and myself, I hope you enjoyed our video and got a better feel for what this vehicle is all about in its overall condition.
Thanks, Andrew and Woody. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed our video, and you ever come to Seattle, we'd really like to have you come in and see Drager's Clubhouse. You can see some of the things we have here. We do motorcycles and all sorts of stuff, and we have a great time here. And Drager's Clubhouse is just one of those fun places. Everybody'd like to have one like this. Drager's, 206-533-9600. 00.